why there is so much problem in this world and how can you help them. Where is the problem? It is inside the human being. As described, you see, we have come out of animal stage to human stage. We have a human awareness, no doubt. In that awareness, we start seeing all kinds of things that are not good, which are destructive, which are disturbing. If it doesn't disturb you, that means you are not at all a sensitive person. But you are sensitive as a human being. So now, what is the reason for this? In every field of life, whether it is political, economic, or any field of life in which human beings are living, there is a very subtle problem which people don't understand. Now, if I say that there is spirit within us, which shines in our heart, you need not believe. Need not believe. But our attention is not on the spirit. They call it Atma Vimukh. Our attention is outside. At this stage, at the human awareness, our attention is outside. Outside in various things. Now, where should our attention go? To evolve. For what? To achieve what? Firstly, our attention has now go towards our spirit, towards spiritual understanding. This is one thing has to happen to human beings to begin with. Otherwise, our attention is outside. We are worried about money, worried about power, worried about this, worried about that, in competition and all kinds of things going on. But if your attention is turned somehow towards your spirit, then what happens to you is that you become the power of the spirit. And the power of the spirit is the highest power that you could think of. First of all, spirit is the one that loves. Loves without asking for anything, without expecting anything, just loves. It's an unconditional type of a personality which just emits love. Anybody in trouble, anybody having a problem, just it flows. This capacity to flow in the heart exists. But on top of that is the closing point, is that our attention is not on our spirit. Even in political endeavors or your economic endeavors, any endeavor, what happens is that attention is outside. So you go into competition, you go into this thing, you go on becoming very competent and then suddenly find another one coming up. There are so many struggles when your attention is outside. Because in attention outside, there is no purity. There is no purity. It's just attention to yourself. And that too is so limited. Very limited it is, because if you pay attention to yourself, there is no end to your troubles and woes. For a person, as they said, really is fact that I don't mind sleeping anywhere. I don't mind eating anything. I am not bothered about all these things. It's a fact. Because, you see, it's not very important, I think. But without thinking, I am made like that, I am like that, all right. But Sahajogis have become like this. This is the miracle that human beings have turned their attention to their spirit. Then you are amazed how things work out. without any competition, without any fights, without any quarrels, how your attention becomes fixed on your spirit. The first thing that happens to you is good health. Your health improves. Firstly, if your health is all right, so many problems are solved. This world, I think, at least 30% people are always sick because of the tensions, maybe because of bad food and this and that. This is first thing that happens to you is your health improves. Today now, in Sahaja Yoga, we have people who have learned that by these modern ways of economics and all that, has not given any peace to anyone. We think of America. I've been to America, I know Americans, how terribly disturbed they are. Their families are ruined, their children are ruined, and all kinds of stupid things are happening. Our Indian gurus are going and making a big money there, and they just want peace. They just want peace of the heart. That's only possible when your attention goes to your heart, because in the heart resides the spirit, and the spirit is the source of peace. First is the love, and second, as I told you just now, is the peace. You become extremely peaceful. You become like a witness, and you see the whole drama like a joke. It's nothing so serious to be worried about. It all works out. And this is what one has to become, is to become the spirit, which is your own, which is in your own heart. And that is the source, as I told you, of love. And again, I say of peace. And the third thing that happens to you, that the source of spirit being joy, that joy bubbles in your life. It just bubbles in your life. You don't know how to get out of that great ocean of joy. You start swimming in it, enjoying it, every bit of it. You touch all the shores, going around the whole world, their hearts and everything. It is in the heart that resides. Again, I say, it is not in the brain. No mental activity can take you to spirit. Spirit is only possible if your attention could be somehow taken to the spirit. And that's possible only through Kundalini awakening. This change of attitude towards life, this change of complete peace and joy has come to you all because your attention is now on your spirit. Now you don't think of money. Money walks your way. You don't think of power. Power walks your way. And the power of the spirit is the highest, the most powerful, and the most righteous thing. It is not necessary that you should become a sannyasi, sadhu baba, do all kinds of things. No necessity of these rituals. The spirit is residing within you. Already all you have done in last lives. Now this life, only thing you have to do is to put attention to your spirit. And that's only possible through the awakening of this Kundalini, the primordial mother. When she starts, that's also your own. When she starts rising, she passes through these centers and enriches them, integrates them, and pierces through the last fontanelle bone area and makes you connected to this all-pervading power of divine love. But this power of divine love is not only the love, if you want to say, it is also peace and joy. And also it is the superior wisdom. It is rather subtle for normal man to understand, I know that. I have gone through that. For persons to understand that one can become the spirit, But this is in the evolutionary process. Today is the time for people to become the spirit. This is the blessing of this blossom time, as I call it. And people have to become the spirit. Otherwise, what is left of them is like all other human beings who will, I don't know where they'll end up. So this is an essential step today to become the spirit. All the saints, all the prophets, all the religions have talked about it. Not that they have not. Of course, we have twisted them, we have made separate things, but it's only one simple thing is that you are a spirit. And that spirit, unless and until you become, you cannot achieve any peace, any joy, and no love. The Sahaja Yogis here who are sitting have achieved it. They don't think they are from foreign countries or from this country or that country. They don't want, now here it is in this camp, we don't have very good arrangements for sleeping or eating or anything, no good bathrooms, nothing. They are just enjoying themselves. Nobody minds it. Of course, certain things of particular country may linger on. But then it drops. It drops. Gradually it starts dropping out. Like a flower, when it becomes the fruit, all its petals and everything drops out, and then it becomes the fruit. So you have now become the fruit of knowledge, fruit of wisdom and of love. For knowledge, you don't have to read books. There's no need to. People who have read too many books are difficult to get Sahaja Yoga. But what you have to see yourself, what is the reality. But that's only possible if you are a realized soul. Otherwise, you get lost in the illusions of the world. You live with the illusions all your life, struggling, fighting, and I don't want to say what's the end is. So a simple thing that has happened with Sahaja Yoga, in your evolutionary process, your attention now has gone to spirit than to anything else. As soon as the power of the spirit comes, you find yourself successful in everything. You don't want, you don't ask for it, and if you are not, you don't mind. You don't mind, because you think they don't understand, it's all right, forget it. So there's no use fighting for it, asking for it. For this, one thing is important. First and foremost thing, you have to forgive everyone. Human beings, I don't know, sometimes they're illogical. Supposing somebody tries to harm me, all right, I forgive him, forget it, because I have no headache of that. What he is trying to do is to give me a headache, which I will not take. I just forgive. So that is a very important point that Christ has also said, that you have to forgive. Muhammad Sahib has said so many things, but I don't know how people have twisted. Christ has said so many things, how I don't know how they are being twisted. Every one of them has said one thing, that you have to become the spirit. And how people have twisted it and have formed so many religions, and in that religion, why should they quarrel? If there is one God, there should be no quarrel. Now in Sahaja Yoga, you find people have come from different faiths, different countries, different ideologies, everything. One thing great about Sahaja Yoga is they are very pure people. There's so much of purity in them. There's no problem, I do not have that problem of immorality in Sahaja Yoga. But we don't find anybody being immoral. If somebody has been immoral, he just gets corrected. If somebody has been cheating, he gets corrected. If somebody has been a corrupt person, he gets corrected. Because spirit gives the light for you to see for yourself what is good for you. Supposing you are going on a road and you are blind, you can walk into a ditch. But supposing you have the light and the eyes open, you know how to go. And that's exactly what has happened in Sahaja Yoga, that people have realized how to move, how to go about, how to walk, and not to fall in the ditch. I have seen people who have fallen into ditch also. But I have nothing but love for them, because they were blind. You see, for a blind person, you can just have love, isn't it? And I found that once I forgive them completely, and I ask them, all right, even if they have abused me, said things against me, it's all right. Because they don't know what they're doing. They are blind people. So once you feel that way about others, that doesn't matter. Whatever they have done, whatever they have so far so-called harmed you also, is no harm to you, because you are standing on a pedestal of truth. So the second point is that the Spirit is the source of truth, not of untruth. For example, there is some false guru. Immediately you will know he's false. How? On your vibrations, on your fingertips, you know that this man is false. It's all said by Muhammad Sahib, that your hands will speak at the time of resurrection. That exactly happens, that you see this is the trouble.